Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And to my respective lecturer and all the viewers. So today I am going to present my digital innovation, what I have planned for my digital innovation. Okay, so basically this is one of our coursework tasks in which we are required to develop a digital innovation for educational purposes. Okay, so basically, for my digital innovation, what I am planning to do is I'm going to create English digital learning hub. Okay, so first of all, let's look at the content of our presentation. Okay, so basically, for the first part, we will look at the proposed plan for digital innovation, and then the second one, we will look at the teaching and learning problems in which I am trying to address through this digital innovation. And then number three, we will look at the triological learning model and how it is associated with the digital innovation that I have planned. And then number four, we will look at the potential impact of the digital innovation that I have planned. And then lastly, we will look at the conclusion. Okay, so the first one, we look at the proposed plan for my digital innovation. Okay, um, so basically for my digital innovation, I will be creating English digital learning hub. So what is exactly English digital learning hub? Okay, so basically it is a platform that provides the pupils with various teaching and learning resources. Okay, so it just in the form of a website or site in which in this site there will be a lot of teaching and learning materials and resources included for the students to refer to. Okay, so the question that might be asked is what will be included. So for this English Digital Learning Hub, what I will include in this English Digital Learning Hub are learning materials for the students, tasks related to the learning content, exercises and practices related to the learning content, and assessment through various applications. So the learning materials for the students will be learning materials that is related to their syllabus, and then tasks related to their learning content. So maybe for this I will be focusing on group activities for this task to promote collaboration among the students, and then exercise and practices, just a normal exercise and practices for based on the learning materials that has been given to them through the website, and then of course assessment through various application. So for this assessment, I will be conducting it in the form of quiz. So I will include a link from maybe Google Form and various applications such as Quizzes, Kahoot, and Edpuzzle for the student to answer and for them to conduct self-assessment to their own learning. Okay, so what are the purpose for all this English Digital Learning Hub? So the purpose is number one is to provide a platform for students to conduct self-learning. So everything has been given to them. The materials are there, the exercise are there, the group tasks are there. So uh, they will be conducting self-learning on their own, where the teacher only act as the facilitator to help them. And then the second one is to promote collaboration in learning. Okay, so when we did this English Digital Learning Hub, it will involve collaboration. The first one is collaboration among the student themselves, where uh, this will be achieved through group work activities, and then also collaboration with the community, in which this site will be shared, whether it will be published or will be shared in edit mode, where the community can also edit this English Digital Learning Hub to maybe share their thoughts and leave their comments regarding the student work. And then maybe this will also include external experts in which they can also help the student to share ideas with the student uh, in terms for their learning purposes. And then for this English Digital Learning Hub, the application used is Google Site. So the reason why I'm choosing Google Site is because it is efficient application to be used both by the teacher and students. By this, in terms of the students, I believe that Google Site is easy to be accessed. It is the second one. It is not complex and complicated. Application. And then the most important thing is it is free, so the student will not it is not the student will not pay a certain amount of money to access this Google site. So that is the reason why I choose this. And in the perspective of the teacher, why I'm choosing Google site is because I believe uh, it is the most efficient application to be used by the teachers to organize the learning and teaching and learning materials and the content that the teachers intend to put in this learning hub. Okay, so the next one will be looking. Okay, so basically this is what the English Digital Learning Hub will look like. So as you can see here, we have teaching and learning materials where I will include materials from relevant sources and from various sources and relevant materials for the students for them to refer to. And then we here the second section, for example, we have tasks here. So this maybe I will assign group tasks for the student for them to complete, and then later when once they have completed, maybe I will publish these students work to be uh, so that the audience and community can look at the student work. And then quiz here is just a quiz from various applications, like I have mentioned before, where the students can assess their knowledge uh, and monitor their learning progress. Okay, next. Okay, so teaching number two, we will look at the teaching and learning problems. So people might ask me what is the reason of me developing this English Digital Learning Hub. So the reason is because there are some teaching and learning problems that have been identified that has been identified. So, based on these teaching and learning problems, I create this English Digital Learning Hub to address these problems. Okay, so what are the problems? So teaching and learning problems. Number one is students' limited access towards teaching and learning resources. So I believe for learning purposes, teaching and learning resources is very important for the students. So uh, it is undeniable that students can have access towards teaching and learning resources through internet. However, there are a lot of resources in internet. However, most of the teaching and learning resources uh, are not free. So it means that the students need to pay certain amounts of money to gain access. So when I create this plan this English Digital Learning Hub, I plan to put teaching and learning materials in which it is the student can freely access them. Okay, and then the second one, lack of engagement among the students. I'm sorry. Here, lack of engagement among the students in the classroom lesson. So sometimes these are one of the problems that has been identified. Some student they didn't engage with the lesson in the classroom conducted by the teacher. So through this English Digital Learning Hub, there are a lot of activities, group tasks that will be assigned to them. So this will somehow help them to be uh, to engage with the learning process itself. And then the third problem is poor attendance among pupils that leads to poor progress in learning. So I believe this is a common problem that that is happening in the context of our country. The attendance problem among the pupils. So of course, when these students are absent from school, it will affect their learning. Sometimes when they are absent from school, they will miss a certain lesson. So through this English Digital Learning Hub, uh, it can it can overcome these problems. Okay, for example, through this English Digital Learning Hub, I will include teaching and learning videos, maybe from YouTube and maybe from a recorded version of the teaching and learning in the classroom itself, where if let's say if the students are absent and didn't come to school, they still can can experience the learning process through the video included in the digital in this English Digital Learning Hub. So uh, they will not miss the lesson. Okay, so the third and the last one is different learning styles and paces. Uh, Different learning styles and paces among the different learning styles and learning paces among the students. So as we know, these students they consist of different level students. Some students are fast learner, advanced learner. Some of them are intermediate learners, and then some of them are slow learners. So the problem here is with the slow learners, in which sometimes the 1 hour time in the classroom is not enough for them to comprehend the lesson. So as I mentioned earlier, we will put videos of the lesson uh, in this English Digital Learning Hub. So in which these slow learner student they can watch these teaching videos over and over until they are able to comprehend the lesson. So this will help these slow learners, to keep up with the fast learner and advanced learner. So they can make use of their times whenever they are free to watch the video, so that they can comprehend the lesson that they do not understand. Okay, next, we move on to the third part, which is trialogical learning theory. Okay, so basically for this trialogical learning theory, I will explain on how this trialogical learning theory is associated to my proposed plan. Okay, so what is triological learning approach? It is approach that revolves around collaborative construction of knowledge object and the related innovation of knowledge practice through the use of modern technologies. Okay, so basically, triological learning approach is can be understood as a collaborative construction of knowledge objects through the use of technology. So as you can see here, through this English Digital Learning Hub, uh, it involves collaborative construction of knowledge object among the students, where the students need to work collaboratively, and of course it includes the use of modern technologies, which is the Google sites itself that I applied in this uh, digital innovation project. Okay, so the next one, the trilogical learning approach is the use of environment or tools that let individual create, share, process, transform, and organize object of learning. So the keyword here is uh, that let individual create, shares, process, transform, and organize objects of learning. So as you can see through this English Digital Learning Hub, the students have the opportunities to, in in terms of create, they are creating their own work, and then they are also given opportunities to share their work to the audience or to the community within the English Digital Education Hub itself. Okay, so there are three main components when we are talking about the trilogical learning approach. The first one is the students, the second one is teachers, and the third one is community. So through this English Digital Learning Hub, students play the major roles in making use of the learning resources for the learning purposes, means that they use all the materials provided for them for their learning purposes, and then they complete the task assigned to them collaboratively and share with the audience. Okay, so collaboratively and share, this is two terms that is important in triological learning theory. So it shows that through these English Digital Learning Hub, the students are given opportunities to work collaboratively and share their work or tasks that they have completed with the audience. And then for the teachers create the platform and provide materials to the students, and then they function as the facilitator to facilitate learning. And then the last one is community. The English Educational Hub can be shared in edit mode, which allows collaboration among the community to share ideas and thoughts. Okay, so one of the important elements in trilogical learning model is the involvement of the community in the learning process itself. So for this English Digital Learning Hub, uh, when we share these Google site in edit mode, uh, we can have a community or the audience to leave comment and giving sharing their ideas and thoughts and giving feedback regarding the students' work. So basically, this is how this project apply uh, the triological learning model. Okay, now the last one is we look at into the impact of the innovation. Okay, so these are the potential impacts once this digital innovation has been uh, developed or has been published or has been used. Okay, so for the first one is it provides opportunities for the pupils and communities to have better access to learning resources. So as I mentioned earlier, through this English Digital Learning Hub, there will be a lot of teaching and learning materials provided in this platform. So communities and the pupils, they will have the opportunities to access learning resources in more uh, in a better way. And then the second one is the pupils are given opportunities to develop their self-learning skills. As I mentioned earlier, the teacher will only function as facilitator to facilitate the learning, but the pupils themselves uh, are playing a major role in using this English Digital Learning Hub. Okay, so for example, they are required to explore the English Digital Learning Hub themselves. So this is somehow will give opportunities for them to develop their self-learning skills. Okay, so the third one is pupils with lower learning pace are able to improve their learning by making use of the content from the site, the website of English Digital Learning Hub. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, slower learner, they Mm, they have might have problems to keep up with the learning in the classroom. So what I see here is when once this has been published, this will be very helpful for them to improve their learning, as they will be provided with a lot of materials and activities, and also videos of the lesson, and in which they can watch over and over to improve their learning. And the last one, the potential impacts is improve. It will improve pupils' motivation in learning English through educational games, including the English Digital Learning Hub. As I mentioned earlier, uh, through this English Digital Learning Hub, the pupils will be given assessment in a form of quiz, and the quiz will be from various applications such as Kahoot, Quizzes, Edpuzzle, Nearpod, and any uh, uh, any quiz application that is fun and interactive to them. So what I see is this digital innovation has the potential to improve the pupils' motivation in learning English, as it includes the elements of fun and interactive activities. Okay, so the last one would be the conclusion. Uh, Okay, so as for the conclusion, I would say that English Digital Learning Hub is capable and has potential in solving the problems of teaching and learning that have been identified. So this innovation is perfect example on how teacher can utilize the technology for education purposes. Collaboration between student and participation of community within this innovation are capable of producing the learning outcome at the maximum extent possible. Okay, so basically, what I can conclude is I believe that this English Digital Learning Hub is a good effort to help the student with their learning, and then it is also a good effort in in involving community uh, in involving community in the learning process. And then also it is good effort to promote collaboration among the student themselves, where teachers can include a lot of tasks and activities that can be completed in group work. Okay, so I think that is all uh, for my plan. That is all for my plan for digital innovation project. So basically, it will be a website of that I call English Digital Learning Hub, which will be included with a lot of teaching and learning resources and activities for the student. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you.